Here we are, beautiful MGM Grand down here in Detroit, and I am joined by the legendary Cris Cyborg Justino, who is here for support for Clarissa Shields, fresh out of Flint. She is fighting for the IBF super middleweight title and the WBC title, and I understand you sparred with her a little bit to get ready for your fight. How was that?
I always friended Clarissa on Instagram, and I saw she's close after her last fight. And I say, let's train together. I think you'll be great for me. Because, you know, MMA, you have to train a lot of arts together. You cannot just focus in boxing. And I say, let's train with the best. You know, she's 2 medal, Olympic medal. And then, for sure, I have a lot of things to learn for her.
And now you're from the UFC, and just recently, I would say, this is only my opinion, that women fighters in the UFC are bigger than the men. And I think you guys get a bigger draw. Are we close to seeing that with boxing? Because for the average boxing fan, you know Floyd Mayweather or you know the Klitschko's, but it seems like Clarissa, she is a household name now. Do you see that could be the future with women's boxing?
I think women's getting better every day, and then every fight, like the girls fight like a man. Like people say, you fight like a man. No, because you look like a man, but you fight like a man. You move your head like a man. You punch like a man. And then this is making the fans excited for watching. Because this the women's MMA growing so much, and the boxing, women's boxing too. And Clarissa is the big name, you're gonna be up boxing for sure.
Well, and it's huge too since it's on Showtime. It's everybody can watch it. It's not a pay-per-view. So at 10:30 at night, you're gonna see beautiful Detroit. You're gonna see MGM Grand. You're gonna see you supporting Clarissa.
Yes.
How excited are you for you to see such a big fight take place?
You know, gonna be first time I'm gonna be in a boxing event. And for me, it will be a pleasure, you know, being Clarissa fights. She's, I think, the #1 number in boxing now. And she be part of this, and you know, one more thing, the history for women's fighting, for me, it's amazing.
And now when we talk about women's fighting, there was all this talk, I don't know if you remember, a few years back that Ronda Rousey would beat up Floyd Mayweather if they were into a boxing match. And now you have Conor McGregor against Floyd Mayweather, and nobody gives Conor McGregor a chance. Are there such differences between UFC fighting and boxing that a UFC fighter wouldn't be able to compete in a boxing match?
You know, it's really different. Like, people from boxing train this, only this. You know, MMA train a lot of things. I know McGregor is from MMA, gonna fight Mayweather, but I don't think he's gonna get a lot of success there. You know, I think Mayweather is man, he's legend in boxing, and they're gonna make amazing. If we're gonna beat him when he won't beat him, like.
Well, would you ever expect, you know, McGregor, his first professional fight? Could you imagine going in the UFC and a lady coming in, and it's her first professional fight going against you? Wouldn't you just kind of like laugh at the idea? There is no chance, right? You've never heard of something like that before?
You know, it'll be gonna be, if somebody from boxing will be boxing against MMA, but this will be MMA rules. Like I can take it down, and it's be a lot of different fighters from boxing. And if Mayweather, he come to his area, you know, it will be very different. You know, he's not having so much like chance, not have chance with him. But you know, one thing I respect McGregor, he's opened the door for other fighters from MMA doing box fight. I would like to make box fight. Like be training with Clarissa Shields, I'm gonna learn a lot of things, and then one day maybe I can fight boxing. You know, I really think about that. And I compete every sport different, like Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, wrestler, but I never compete boxing. Maybe this day gonna come and the training with Clarissa just gonna get better.
And you're obviously Team Shields, and she's going against Nikki Adler. And what do you expect out of the fight? Do you expect a knockout? Do you expect the fight to go the distance? What are you looking for out of the fight?
You know, Clarissa, when I met her, I feel like she's born to do this, you know, and she's really fast, and she's be really relaxed in the fight, and she's gonna fight at home. You know, her house here is perfect for her for take this belt. Other girl, I respect her, she's very good fighter, she's a champ. But you know, Clarissa is the other level, and then I think she's gonna take this belt for Detroit in Michigan.
Yeah. And just when you talk to Clarissa, do you notice something different about her? What I've noticed from interviewing elite athletes, there's just something different about them. Whether it's the drive, whether it's the willingness to not lose. I'm sure you have that a little bit as well. Do you notice just the it factor with her?
You know, one thing, she's fighting with her heart. And the one thing I have very common with her, she fight with her heart, is she's have technical too. She's good too, she's training too. I think you're gonna be nervous if you lose. I think if you train, you cannot be nervous. Like always when I fight, I leave God's hands. I have to do 9%, you're gonna do 10%. And for sure, she trained a lot for this fight, and she's be ready. Just have to relax and, you know, the show for her in Detroit, close to her house, will be all her fans there, and just have to be relaxed and make her show.
Okay, so lastly, what I need to know, your team shields, you're leading her out to the ring. I'm sure you guys have great entrance music planned. Just how much in general is this just opened your eyes to boxing and what a spectacle it is, especially for the women to be showcased throughout national TV, not only here in Michigan, what she does for Flint and the tragedy going on with Flint, it's super cool. You think you've made like a long-term friend with Clarissa?
You know, in Brazil, people love her. She just competed in Brazil Olympics 2016. And then I think her style fight, they make all the fans excited. And then people love my fight too. You know, we little bit same style, the fight. And I think we together just grow in more sport and make more girls want to be a fighter, be same with her, you know. We have same one great people, somebody for follow.
She could beat up a good majority of men when it came to boxing. Don't you believe, even in her weight class? Like,
Clarissa,
same with you. Like,
yeah,
I don't care about the genders. It's when it comes down to a fight, it's punching, it's kicking. In your sport, it's punching, ducking, weaving, having a good strategy to fight, not just slug, but fight. Do you think that could ever happen?
So one thing like this, when you have talent, and she's born with talent, and then when you train, you're getting better. And she say she's training just with men, and I train just with men too. I think I learn better, then stronger than me, and then, you know, you have to getting better at every training. And when I train with her, she say, you know, I never trained with a girl. And they say, me too. But we did a great training together. And then, you know, for sure, I think if we should keep training, we keep training. For sure, in the training, in the gym, we beat guys, you know. It can happen, you know, and it can happen. One day you'll be good, the other day you'll be good, and like this.
You sparred with her. How hard is her punch? Is it the toughest punch you've taken?
Man, she's fast. She's really fast. And then for me, the power, she's power too, but the faster her, when you're fast you're gonna be power if you have good fast. And then she's really fast, and then challenge me, you know, move my head and punch back, but she's really fast, she's really technical.